Good afternoon, TikTok. It's Nicole Danell, your sexy stage 4 colon cancer with message to other areas. Patient. Hi, guys. May, I'm going to celebrate the entire month. My birthday is not until May 30th. I will be 50. But Thursday, I couldn't celebrate. That's the most devastating birthday with my dad. He's passed away October the 2nd. This was the first birthday. He would have been 85. I had a hard time on Thursday, a really hard time. I didn't want to speak to my mom or my sister or my close friends because I knew just mentioning his name, I was going to start crying again, which I did cry a lot without even talking to them. And I had to go pick up my chemo pills from my oncologist office, and they knew when I came in because I wasn't smiling. My mind was just other places. I had just, sat in the car to stop crying to come up there. And my buddy who's at the front who checks us in, Scott, he was like, when you come back, have a better, I think he said better attitude or something. And I was like, no, I said, today is my dad's birthday. And I said, remember, he said, oh, okay. So he gave me that little pass, but it was difficult. The most devastating news I've had in 49 years was my dad passing. And I'm so thankful that I still have my mom. She turned 87 in February, but it's hard to still talk about him now, today also without tears coming in my eyes, about to cry when I'm going to the store. And, and this is his hat, and I think about so many good things and perfect things and best things I've had for those 49 years. I can't complain. I don't have daddy issues because I had the best dad in the world for me. And we were very close. And, sorry guys, we talked every day, several times a day. We would sometimes say, okay, who's gonna go to the hospital first in the year, in the last 5 years, because he was winning. Then I was in the hospital the end of February once. Then the second time, it was like the 1st of March. And then I had surgery yesterday to replace or change out my kidney set because there's still a blockage, and I have a stimulator and all that. So, I could answer those questions if you have questions about that. Dealing with grief as far as losing a loved one, and especially a close one while you're going through this. I wasn't devastated when I found out I had cancer. I cried, of course, and I was like in shock. But my dad passing last year, it just came so quickly, and because I got there late, he had already passed away because we had to go from Georgia to South Carolina, so it took 4 hours to drive there, but they wasn't going to tell me while I was driving because he passed away like 53 minutes before I got there. Yes, I know the exact time. And I really didn't catch that he had passed on until I noticed certain things wasn't hooked up to him. And then he had his mouth. And you know how when you watch scary movies and they have their mouth, it's like kind of deformed. Just, I can't really explain it, but if you saw scary movies or when a person died and stuff started setting, and that's when I realized, and I just jumped on top of him on the bed and was like, Daddy, I'm here, I'm here. I lost my eyelashes. My older sister had to get them because I was crying so bad. My son had to get me off my dad because, yeah, it's a lot. And especially when you're going through this as far as with cancer, and then losing him, it didn't change anything as far as with cancer. I'm still good on that. Even if my numbers go up and down, it's still a lot better than what they were. Because I'm like in just like 300 or, well, no, I'm not that far. But like, I think it was like 70 something. But when I started, it was 6,200 something. So thank God, and I lost weight. I had gained so much weight. So I'm back to my regular size now, but I got to tone up because I lost some of the muscle mass, and you need that as far as, fighting cancer and everything. and I'm trying to get my diet back on. And as far as with fluids, so I'm going to the infusion room twice a week to get fluids until I can handle it again, because I was off the fluids for like 3 months, maybe 4. And then the first time I went in the hospital, I needed to, start coming back to get some fluid. And we talked about it when I saw her on Tuesday. And I told her I still need as far as more time, because I'm still not where I need to be as far as the intake of, water. And, I cut back a lot of stuff. Like, I love juice, but it's a lot of sugar. So I might drink it once a day because it helps as far as with taking the pills. And my dad told me that, and it does work. And because I have so many pills I take during the day, just, supplements and stuff as well to, help fight the cancer and help, rebuild the cells and everything. But yeah, May started off not great, but Tuesday was better. I had surgery, and I have a bracelet with his ashes and then this chain to this heart. So I always take off, all my jewelry and leave it when I have to go for this surgery. But my dad, the bracelet that I have, I don't take off until they're ready to take me to the surgical room, because I know I can't have no jewelry, but I want him to be with me up until that point. And then I make sure I put it back on when I get in the car, when I get home. So, guys, please go and have a colonoscopy, because you never know. If it's in the polyp stage, you're fine if you could get them to remove it. But once they start growing into cancer, you'll go probably 1, 2, or 3. You wouldn't want to start at 4 like I did, because when I say this fight is a fight, it's a MFN fight. I just had, have to do what I need to do. And it's like, people be like, oh, you just get up and you're doing this by yourself. Yeah, because my family is out of state, but my daughter did take me to, that was her first time ever taking me to surgery. And she was like, oh, you gotta go through all this? Yes, baby, I do, and I have to do it. He tried 5 months this time, but nope, we have to go to either 3 or 4 because it was hurting. And my bladder is just, I don't want the pain. Just get in there, exchange it, because I don't want it to try to come out the same way it went in. But yeah, life is life. But I want y'all to live it to the fullest, because you never know what may happen. Tell your loved ones you love them every day, and I do that with my kids every time I talk to them. Young adults, they're 28. But yeah, I do that with them, with my mom, several times a day. My sister, I say it every once in a while, but she, I love her, the one that lives in South Carolina, not the oldest one, but the youngest one, because I talk to her more. But, I am thankful to have that love and support out of state, because it does help, even though they're out of state, because they already know I'm getting up and doing whatever I got to do to be here. And I had, when I was registering with, to get my papers to go upstairs to have the surgery. And it's funny because the lady was like, yeah, you got a monumental birthday coming up. She said she does too. She's turning 50, I think she said in September. And she was like, when I see 75, I know. But when I looked at her, I thought she was actually older than 50. So it was crazy, but and I always get people like, oh, you don't look like, your age. You don't look like what you're going through. I said, thank God I don't. And my mother, the fox, I have her genes, because she looked like she's 60, and she acts like she is too. She don't like getting grass to grow under her feet, as the old people would say, and she is older, and she has said that. So yeah, I'm thankful to still have her. I mean, it's a lot, and she know how, close I was with my dad. And it was just a different thing. It's like they say that daddy's little girl, and my mother is more like my brother, which is her first child. That mother's love for her son is different. And same thing as far as it's different with daddies and the girl. And I'm the baby on both sides, because I have siblings by my dad, minus one that passed away as well from breast cancer. Then I have a sister that passed away, it was like within a year or a month, by my mom, she passed away, and I think I have her. I'm an extrovert most of the time, but sometimes I'm an introvert. And the only reason why I'm an introvert is because I sit back and listen to people and watch their movements to see whether they're good or they're not. So that's the introvert part of me. But the rest, yeah, I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I like to dance. Not like I love to dance. And there's so many things, even with travel. I haven't traveled in so long. I do want to go home. So hopefully this year I get to go because it's been a minute since I've gone. But I just want to share that with you guys. I'm still fighting. I'm still a warrior. I still have those supporters. And this is actually, I think this was the one that we wore last year for the colon cancer walk. The month is March, but the walk is not till October, and it's usually either after or the same time as the breast cancer walk, so I can't do both if it's the same because I would do it for my sister. But yeah, people, pay attention to those symptoms. Blood in your stool, stomach ache, losing weight, there's so many, lower back pain. What else? I'm trying to think what else because I had all of them. So, and I didn't think about it because some of them I had already had that from my back because I had spinal fusion. So I just thought it was that. It was like that whole summer at work. I would have to go outside, walk around, and on my lunch, and then take a break. Within those time, like 2 breaks to go walk, and I had to stand up at a desk because I couldn't sit down. I was like, but it was in the area where I had spinal fusion. But it's also the sign of colon cancer. So, you know, pay attention to your body. When it tells you anything, especially like if you had something in the area, don't matter. Still go check. Still have a colonoscopy. Do what you have to do now. It's hard doing that prep the night before because you're going to be in the bathroom almost all night. But you got to get yourself cleaned out in order for them to go in with the probe and see what's going on. So luckily, they checked this time and they said it was great. Nothing had changed, but my bowels was looking like coffee and like dark roast even when I was vomited. And it was just, oh my God, what the heck is happening? And then I had already passed out 4 times. So got up and I saw black that time. I was like, you know what? Lay down, let me call 911. They got here before I was even fully dressed. All I had was a sweatshirt and some panties, and that was it. But thank God they was able to get all my levels, all my electrolytes, all of that, you know, where it should be. So again, I love you guys. Have a wonderful Saturday. Oh, I thought it was just overcast when I went outside. It's raining. But some good rain. You can relax, watch a good movie. And I love you guys. Mwah.